Good morning. Welcome to the Cohn Phone. I'm Grant Cohn. I'm here taking your calls for the next hour or so. But before I do, I have two things on my mind that I want to talk about to sort of get the conversation going. A conversation starter, two of them, if you will. So bear with me. If you want to call in, the link is in the chat box and in the description. I'm hoping a lot of people call in today because, just cuz. Okay, so here's what I have to say. First thing, Kirk Cousins. Mike Florio recently said that he thinks the 49ers and Rams will be competing for Kirk Cousins in 2024. He'll be a free agent, and that will be the 49ers and the Rams' target, and there's going to be a tug of war for that utter mediocrity. Aren't you excited? I just want to point out that the Niners have done this before. They've had this plan. So tell me if you've heard this before. The plan right now is to see what they got at quarterback, give three guys a chance, really have no conviction in anyone, and then if nothing works out this year, get Kirk Cousins next year. The plan is to wait a year for Kirk Cousins, if Mike Florio is correct. That was the plan in 2017. They're in year 7, and their quarterback plan is the same exact one it was in year 1. Now, I don't think Mike Florio knows what he's talking about. Maybe he's just guessing. Maybe he heard this through the grapevine. I don't think he's connected with the 49ers, and I don't think he has a firsthand knowledge of what they're doing. And he's always wrong. Didn't he say the Niners were going to get Tom Brady like last year? So there's that. But it does feel like the easiest dots to connect. If this guy's a free agent, you know Kyle Shanahan loves him. You know Sean McVay loves him. Let the Rams get him. I want to point something out. In 2024, Kirk Cousins will be 36 years old. In the history of the NFL, here's the complete list of quarterbacks who won their first Super Bowl after 35. John Elway. That's the whole list. Every other quarterback that won after 35 had won before. Jim Plunkett, Tom Brady, Johnny Unitas, Peyton Manning. Those are all the quarterbacks who won after 35. Only Elway did it for the first time after 35. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. He does some nice things. He's not John Elway. He's not going to win a Super Bowl. I feel pretty confident about that. I think we've seen enough of Kirk Cousins. Not a Hall of Famer, not a Super Bowl winner. The fact that this could actually happen is very discouraging. And I don't think the good people at the 49ers should let this happen. If Kyle Shanahan really tries to get Kirk Cousins, I think that's the final straw. Jed York. Now forget Jed. John York, are you watching? Are you paying attention? Do you only care about this team when you're under 500? As long as you're over 500 and making money, do you basically not pay attention? You're a year away from getting Kirk Cousins. Your team has no plan at quarterback. At what point do you step in and say, this is a joke? We're not going after Kirk Cousins. We said no to this when he was in his prime. We're not bringing him in at 36 years old. What a mistake that would be. He'd be expensive. And it's like, it would be flip-flopping on what they say they want to do. Right now, they're talking about how important it is to have a cheap quarterback room so they can keep their elite roster together. Well, you couldn't have that with Kirk Cousins. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, and all of his money is fully guaranteed. This got to be discouraging. So let's chalk this up to Mike Florio guessing, but frankly, I think there's probably validity to this. I think there is. So this is on Brock or Trey or Sam to step up. But barring one of those three guys having a great year this year or Kyle Shanahan getting traded or fired, I think there's a very real chance that the Niners get Kirk Cousins. And the only thing really preventing them is that the Rams might go a little bit more aggressively for him, which, again, I think that would be stupid. I don't think anyone's winning a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins, but I don't know. Okay, that's the one thing I wanted to talk about. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Kirk Cousins thing. And then Trey Lance. I got one more thing I want to say about Trey Lance. We always have the Trey Lance discussion, but I feel like it's we don't do it right. Most of the discussion about Trey Lance is about him. Is he a bust? Is he the biggest bust of all time? I think that's not the question right now. What he is right now is the most mismanaged high draft pick quarterback of all time. That's what he is. Like, let's just go back. They draft him number 3. Every quarterback that gets drafted in the top 3 the last 25 years has gotten to start at least 25 games, usually 50. That's how you do it. but not with the Niners. So they trade up for him. They sit him for a year. Fine. That's totally reasonable professional thing to do. Sit a quarterback for a year. Teams do it all the time. Year 2, they make him the starter. They say, yeah, we love him. Why would anyone wonder? Like, he's the guy. No competition. Jimmy, don't need you. Brock, you're not competing. Trey's the guy. Like, that's all they said all offseason. We like him. We like him. We like him. We don't know why people would think we wouldn't like him. He's our starter. So he plays one game. They lose in a monsoon, week 1. Week 2, he gets injured on a run play that Kyle Shanahan calls in the first quarter, misses the rest of the year. And what changed? Now, all of a sudden, he's in a competition for the 2 spot. He could be 3rd on the depth chart. And you have Adam Schefter saying that there's no trade market for him, that he could be the 3rd string quarterback this season, and that he hasn't been good in practice. He's not in the organization. So what are we to believe? All of a sudden, the Niners are leaking things to Adam Schefter. Like, I don't know that they are, but how else would he know this? Is he just guessing? He has all the sources. So you have the guy with the most sources saying a lot of stuff about Trey Lance that didn't come out last year. Last year was all roses about Trey, right? He's great. We love him. This year, after an injury, actually, he might be 3rd string on our depth chart. You know what that is? That's called unprofessional. It's not how you handle a high pick. And it's also not professional to like cover your rear end in the media by leaking stuff to Adam Schefter. Like, I don't know that that people are leaking to him, but if I were John York, I'd assume it. I would have a meeting with all the coaches, front office people, position coaches, and say, look, this is unacceptable. Adam Schefter going on this YouTube show saying that there's no trade market, just running down your own quarterback. This is unacceptable. This is unprofessional. Now, it doesn't take a genius to know that Adam Schefter worked with Brian Griese at ESPN for years. So there's a clear connection between the 49ers coaching staff and ESPN. And we've heard Brian Griese talk about Trey Lance on the record. He never has anything particularly nice to say about him other than he's a good guy. So my question, if I were John York in this meeting that needs to happen, is who is undermining Trey Lance in this organization and why? And it needs to stop. If there's one more leak, if Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Grant Cohn, one more person comes out and says, I heard that Trey sucks. He sucks in practice. No one wants him. He's terrible. Someone's getting fired in this room. I'm holding someone accountable. Like in The Godfather, when he's talking to the members of the Five family, if a bolt of lightning should strike his head, I'm holding someone in here accountable. That's what John York needs to do. Do you care? It seems like you have people in your own organization working against this guy. That's your investment, John, more than anyone. You invested in Trey Lance. That's your draft capital, your money, your team. It's unprofessional what they've done to Trey Lance. You know, Zach Wilson deserved to get benched. Got an opportunity, didn't play well, goodbye. Trey Lance played 4 games. Got hurt running too much. They got him hurt twice in his first start and his 4th start, running too much. That's on them. Now you got Adam Schefter saying there's no trade market and basically saying, hey, don't blame the Niners. They tried their best. Trey Lance just sucks. No. No. The most mismanaged high draft pick quarterback of all time. The most unprofessional attempt to develop a quarterback of all time. The Niners still have time to fix this, but they can't just wash their hands and be like, yeah, we spent all this draft capital on Trey Lance, got him hurt, and then buried him. But, we got Sam Darnold, so don't worry about it. Oh, we got Brock Purdy. Oh, we're going to get Kirk Cousins next year, right? It's always a bait and switch. Oh, yeah, so we totally ruined Trey Lance's career, never gave him a chance, and just buried him and wasted a bunch of draft capital. But who cares? We're getting Kirk Cousins next year. Nah, it doesn't work that way. That is a very unprofessional way to go about business in the NFL. No other team would do it, and I don't understand why more people don't call it the Niners. It's not about whether Trey's a bust or not. It's about how unprofessional the 49ers are being at this position. End of story. All right, let's talk to the fans. Leak.
Oh, shoot, I'm fresh today.
What's up?
What's good with you? Hey, don't mention Kirk Cousins again. I ain't gonna lie. The fact that you put that as your label for the title of the show.
Sorry.
I don't even want to hear that. That give me nightmares. I ain't even gonna lie.
Fair.
Why are we going in, like you said, year 7, and we still talking about Kirk? Kirk can't even win Minnesota Vikings.
I know. I know he's got Justin Jefferson. He can't get it done. No.
I can't believe that we even talking about this. Like, bro, why do we need him? Oh man, Grant.
And doesn't that just show like Kyle giving up? Like, look, I tried to get my own quarterback. I can't.
He's soft.
I tried.
The moment something don't go according to his plans, he gonna give up.
Yep.
Trey, he's not running the ball like Lamar, and he's not throwing it like Breeze. I'm done.
I'm done.
How do you give up that fast as a head coach of a football team, bro? Like,
I know. And now you're trying to say that you can turn around Sam Darnold's career. Like, the reason Pete Carroll turned around Geno's career was he was patient. It's a virtue. You got to be patient. If you're really going to develop a player.
He don't got patience. He has got everything he wanted his whole life. You won't have patience when you don't know what it takes to be patient. He got everything he wanted. He went from being what? He was a whatever college.
He was a
player,
position.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Then his dad gave him an entry into the league, and ever since then he's been in the league doing whatever he wanted. He
was a coordinator in his 20s. Yeah. He hates waiting like Jay-Z. He's impatient and he hates waiting like Jay-Z.
It just don't make no sense. He's not gonna wait on Purdy. They're gonna rush Purdy back. Purdy's gonna get hurt.
And then they're gonna blame him if that happens. They're like, hey, I guess he wasn't the truth then. Sam, you're up.
And then Sam gonna see ghosts. And then we go like, damn, we just signed. And then Trey gonna get his chance and he gonna ball. I don't even want to discuss Trey. Me and you already talked about Trey. Trey gonna do his thing. We don't gotta say too much. But the Kirk Cousins aspect of everything is just like, what are y'all talking about, bro? You would go after Kirk before Brady? That Kirk shouldn't even be a discussion right now. You wouldn't go after the GOAT, but you want to go after Kirk? Monday Night Football choke artist in the biggest lights, he gonna choke? Oh, no.
At 36 too. Like you not even prime Kirk. Old Kirk.
Kirk has never been all right.
Yeah.
Kirk
I know.
has never been like that.
I know.
Like,
see, Leak, I feel like you and I
is a Minnesota Vikings fan, and he said that Kirk is terrible. And he loves the Vikings. He don't even want Kirk on the team no more. He would rather lose with a rookie quarterback than to have Kirk as his quarterback. That says a lot. So now
doesn't this put Kyle in a tough position with his fan base? Like, people love Kyle, but Niner fans love Kyle, but they also hate Kirk. And the fact that he's still in love with Kirk this deep into his tenure got to be discouraging for Niner fans.
We love Kyle because the name. He carries a good name. His dad won. He had Elway. He had that's
his awesome. Dad was here. His dad was here in '94.
Come on. His history is his name that attracts it. That's why they're so cautious about moving off Kyle. Kyle just passed 500 this year as a head coach in general. He just passed 500.
He's 6 games over.
I talk about he has, and then all I see is Instagram posting and we got the best roster. Yeah, we got the best roster in the whole league, hands down. Until you look
and the best coach, and the best coach, but they don't win the Super Bowl. It's crazy how they got it all. You
got everything you want and still can't win the big game.
Mahomes, they have the best excuses too. They have the best roster, the best coach, and the best excuses in the league. That's what I like about the 49ers. They got it all. They're covered.
Yo, they give me odds.
They don't have to win a Super Bowl to be the best team in the league. Literally, they have won no Super Bowls, and like a lot of smart people or people who want to sound smart will go on TV and be like, "I think the Niners are the best team." Like, really? Yeah. Really?
They think that because the list goes on. We don't even got names. You know who the star players are, and even the non-star players are up and coming star players. We don't even got to mention the roster, but you could look at the roster and then see the quarterback like, no, I don't want to play with him. It's the same thing if a regular Joe turned on Madden and put the 49ers on. If you look at the superstar factors, ain't a single quarterback on that list. It's straight defense, Bosa and Fred. Come on.
How do you take that seriously? Like, it's kind of an important position.
I don't understand why the urgency ain't there.
People always talk about the Niners like, on the Niners, you don't need a great quarterback. The Niners are the one team that they don't need a great quarterback because they have this great team and they have this great offensive line. No, they don't have a great offensive line. Wait. Did people not watch the last 2 playoff games? Like, I don't know, man. There's this fictionalized version of the Niners offense.
Bro. Why you sound like Mike? Why you had to mimic him like that?
Sorry.
No, you good. It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, that's what we need as a fan base. Everybody want to lie and cap and be like, "Oh, we got this. We gonna win the bowl." No, we're not. We don't even know who's gonna be the quarterback, and y'all want to talk about winning the ring. Mahomes just won a ring off a hurt ankle and only Travis Kelce. I don't know if any of our quarterbacks gonna do that. Even Trey, and I support Trey, even through all this bullshit.
Right.
You feel me? So I really don't know. We in the air with it. Somebody has to take that step. You know, that second year leap.
Exactly.
Somebody has to just take this.
Hey, you know who it needs to be? It would need to be one of the quarterbacks. But Brock isn't going to be able to do anything all offseason. So how could it be Brock?
Yeah, I don't
know. It would be great if it would be Brock.
I don't know why they're rushing Brock back, though. Like, I understand he had that.
Honestly, it should be Trey. Trey has the whole offseason.
It should,
He's in his third year.
If they start Brock, they're setting Brock up for failure. And Brock knows that. That's why he's not saying nothing. That's why he's putting a non-ETA on what's going on. They trying to
he's just smiling.
Failure because the moment he don't show what he did last year, Sam Darnold come in.
Sam Darnold time.
Because you're replaceable. Yep. They don't view you as an asset because you're replaceable. The only reason why Trey ain't gone because there's no market for him. I swear to God, or he would have been gone. Because
they tanked it.
That's what they do like well. You said, that
messed it up.
It's negligence.
You got him hurt.
It's not professional.
You ran him.
You traded all this away to get a top tier quarterback that you said that we need to take time on. Yep. You drafted him, and now you don't want to take time. You're contradicting yourself, and now you want to drag us along on this fucking fairy tale and make it seem like we finna win a Super Bowl. When are we really? Are we really? Like, think about it.
Doesn't it feel like this team is kind of topped out? They've reached their level. It feels like they've reached their level. I mean, tell me they haven't. They just got to the same spot 2 years in a row.
And you added another star player and still didn't get nowhere further.
Nope.
And oh my God, this is just it's irking.
I mean, their offensive line collapsed in the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. It collapsed in the last NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And the Niners responded by getting more tight ends
drafting tight ends and linebackers.
I don't know, man. You tell me. I don't get it. It's almost like, if we got to, I think we should do a show next week where we just do reverse psychology, where we tell Kyle Shanahan all the opposite things that we want to tell him. And it might work because us banging on the offensive line issue.
Every single person in that franchise, listen to you.
Yeah.
I want that's a stat.
Kyle, we love your offensive line, man. It's top five offensive line in the league, man. It's great. Going with Colt McKivitz, genius move, man. That's the move for this year. That's going to be when you are hoisting this Lombardi trophy, it's going to be like, but Colton, it was because of Colton.
My fault. My lady called.
It's all good.
Lady called me.
Sorry, I got to take more calls though, League, man. You've been killing it for like 15 minutes. I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. No, have a good one. Appreciate it, man.
Later. All right. Karan.
How are you?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
Good. Hey, what's with the Marlevy hate? What's going on?
It's so funny. Pissing off everyone like in the Midwest right now. That's great. I just said George Seifert was better, and people are like, how the hell are you going to say that? How? My cousin said that too. I don't want to get into it. You want me to okay, let's get into it. Why does Marv Levy get so much credit for almost winning? What?
You know what?
He didn't win.
No, but he did something. Yeah, long story short, Buffalo is a small market team.
Okay.
It would be the equivalent of the Oakland A's going to 4 World Series. How hard would
they did in the 70s? They did in the 70s. They did
in the 90s against teams like the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers who gave butt kiss about the salary cap.
Okay. You see no one cares about Buffalo though.
No, but you do. Outside of Buffalo, I don't even care about outside.
I'm like, that's like a half an hour. I'm out. Yeah, sorry.
No, but it's just you look back upon it and you're like, they did it on a budget. They were able to accomplish something, but that's near here or there. But okay. So you've seen Sam Darnold, you've seen Trey Lance. My question to you is, I'm gonna, Brock Purdy's out and like Jimmy Garoppolo throwing to the ball boy land right now. When Brock Purdy comes back, we'll get to that. How are they different in the locker room? Are they the same?
Oh, I haven't been in the locker room yet. Good question. Haven't been in the locker room yet. The way they do it is there's 90 people on the team right now, and they use that as an excuse. They like it's too crowded. So once they cut it down to 53, then the journalists are allowed in. That's how it works every year. God. Even though it's not too crowded, but they say it's too crowded.
I just from an outsider, I see. I haven't seen many third string quarterbacks with the superstar elite of the elite group as much as I've seen Sam Darnold versus Trey Lance, who looks like I've seen maybe one or two. I haven't really seen him with anybody. Right?
He went to an A's game by himself.
Okay. So he he's publicly gone. Even Brock Purdy's got his little entourage, right? But looks like Trey's out kind of no.
And he's in no man's land, going to A's games with 2,000 people. Like,
God.
I almost felt like he didn't go to a Giants game because he knew he wasn't going to get a standing ovation, so he went to the A's because no one's there. It's like, hey, I didn't get an ovation because there's literally no one here.
God.
You know what I mean?
God,
it's almost like that.
Those are the little things that, if you're an athlete, you have to think about. That
I don't want to get embarrassed at the Giants game and like, hey, and everyone's like,
he wasn't going to get a standing ovation like Brock.
No, what has he done? No offense. Not his fault.
Are you of the mindset that Schefter is getting information from Kyle directly? Like, is that?
I don't know. I can't. If I say that on the air, I'm probably gonna get a call from like the PR director being like,
that's right.
I don't know. But I mean, like, if I were John York and I heard Adam Schefter saying this stuff was so specific, they've seen him in practice. There's no trade market. Like, I'm thinking, does he have a source? Is the source in my organization?
Right.
Does my quarterback coach text Adam Schefter? I know they know each other. They've got to have each other's numbers. Like, is that happening? So I'd at least ask if I were John. Hey, Brian, is that you? It can't be.
Yeah, like
stop.
The alarm's been off. I'm like, that's like something a coach would say. Not
yes.
a GM.
So, dude, think about it. That's his quarterback coach.
Yeah.
If that's true, not just the quarterback coach doesn't necessarily like him, but is like actively subverting. Like, you can't have that, dude. That's a fireable offense. That's why I'm not accusing him because I don't know. But John has to find out. John has to find out, man.
You look at that interview, and he says it with such
conviction, certainty.
Matter of factly, like, this is something that came out of the highest person who has decision making, right? And he was just like, hey, they've seen it in practice.
They wanted Mac Jones.
Right.
They wanted Mac Jones. I mean, they wanted Mac Jones, but they changed their mind, and now they changed their mind again. So what are you gonna do? It's like, what? Who is telling you this, man, and why? How does this help the 49ers? I don't think it helps the 49ers. Does it help the quarterback coach who can't develop Trey Lance? Perhaps. Does it help the coach who invested in this guy? Perhaps. It feels like a CYA move. You know what that stands for?
No.
Cover your ass.
Oh, cover your ass. Cover your ass. Okay.
That's what it accomplishes. Hey, we tried. He sucks. I know you don't see. I mean, we're not going to put him out there and lose games just to show you that he sucks. We're just going to whisper that he sucks. Like, it's unprofessional.
Here's the other thing, though, Grant. Unlike any other team that I have seen, this team makes a living off missing on high round picks, but finding those late round picks, and those late round picks having kind of a chip on your shoulders, right? The Freds, the Kittles,
right?
And Brock is of that ilk as well, right?
Correct.
Right, and so to them, they can tell the owner, "Hey, listen, we missed on." We missed on our first two draft picks, Foster and Thomas, Thomas, right? But look who we ended up getting, right? And subsequently, the quarterback's no different position, but it kind of is, right? And so it's going to be interesting to see that. And I'm always about dynamic because it's such a long season, and players are going to gravitate towards the person that's going to get them paid the most and win, right? Because it's about winning and padding your stats and kind of doing both. And if you can do both, you're going to get your next contract. It's going to be interesting to see where that lands. And it looks like Trey's on the right trajectory, but I don't think it's. Would you be surprised if they traded him to Minnesota tomorrow for Kirk Cousins?
They're saying there's no trade market for him. They're telling us too much. Here's what I don't like about what's going on. Like, the 49ers, let's step back. As an organization, they've defended players who've been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Had DUIs, been accused of abusing women.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've defended players like this. Just last year, Charles Omenihu got arrested, and they were like, you know what? We got to hear both sides. We got to let the process play out. He's going to start. They defended Charles Omenihu. But Trey Lance, who's done nothing wrong, hasn't played poorly for a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, just got hurt, essentially playing running back. And you're potentially leaking stuff about him? What? How is that happening? That can't happen. You're too good of an organization to let that happen. That is just unprofessional, and I think more people should call it out. Trey hasn't done anything wrong.
Do you think
he hasn't gotten arrested? He didn't get a DUI. He didn't hit anyone. He got hurt.
You don't think they cut him?
No, they don't have the freaking cojones to cut him. They're scared. They don't know what to do. That's what they're paralyzed, doing nothing.
You don't think
freaking Hamlet
in purgatory?
Yeah, to do or not to do. To be here. What do I do? I'll make a play about it, and I'll think about it. I'll talk.
What?
Yeah, huh?
One last thing. I think I do think the Niners on paper are a better team. But that being said, I think if as a 49er fan, if I had to come up with the easiest schedule, I would have done what happened last year. They got a lot of breaks from that schedule. Essentially 2 extra home games, that Mexico game and then the LA game. And I think they had one more game where it was like really weird timing, but they had more 49er fans than they did the other team. So they essentially had 3 extra games, never went outside the West Coast. They might be a better team this year, but the schedule, the way it lays out, they may have more losses. So it's going to be interesting to see.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let me lay that out for you real quick. So they have 3 home games in a row, I want to say. Hold on. Yeah, they got Giants, Cardinals, Cowboys, 3 home games in a row, weeks 3, 4, 5. Then they never have 2 home games in a row after that. So they'll have like play in Minnesota, come back, home, bye week, then to Jacksonville. Come back, play Tampa. Then they got to play in Seattle, then go to Philly. Come back, play Seattle, go to Arizona. Come back, play the Ravens, go to Washington. Like, there's a ton of, we're here, we're gone. We're here, we're like, that's the exact opposite of how last year broke. So to me, this could be a better team, like you said, than last year and still go 11-6, 10-7, 9-8.
Yeah.
I predicted 10-7.
Yeah, I think
11-6 would be a good year for this team.
10-7 and maybe the 3rd seed, which again, with this team, they're going to go up against a team that's going to be well rested, right? That NFC, if they can get past the NFC Championship. So they got to start fast, but the schedule, the way it lays out, I could see them, and they got to start fast because the schedule does them no favors at the end of the year with the travel. It doesn't. That
Week 5 game against Dallas is fascinating because I think Niner fans and the Niners think they own Dallas. They've beaten them twice in a row in the playoffs, but I don't know how that game would have went if Tony Pollard hadn't gotten injured. That was a huge break for the 49ers. Yeah,
people forget about that. The people forget.
Yeah, it was a close game, and that team sort of has the Niners' kryptonite in the sense that they have that great D-line. The Niners can't block the Cowboys. They can't block the Cowboys. They can't block the Eagles. So you have to get real creative with those teams, and Kyle did it against Dallas, but really just survived. They scored 19 points. I mean, all that pressure.
I would say it's not. I would say that, to me, Kyle did not get creative in that game. He went straight vanilla. He should have. He had his game plans flopped. Had he had done that against Philadelphia, they may have won that game, and they may have a not injured quarterback. Right? Yeah. He should have gone ultra conservative against Philadelphia because it was anyone's game.
It's even better. It was an even better D-line. Yeah. And then you had Josh Johnson in there. Karan, I got to take more callers, man, but it's always good to see you.
I'll see you later.
Take care. All right, JC's got a nice backdrop, so I'm gonna jump him up, and then I got Chris Tallarico after that because he's the MVP of the league, and then I got Joseph, Real 93, BD Niners, Jaden, more people. Stick with us. What's up, JC?
Hey, Grant. Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm up here on top of the mountain at our property. We just bought and retired to.
Where are you?
Oregon, South Central.
Okay. Rogue Valley. We talking about Applegate?
No, Klamath Falls.
Klamath Falls. Cool, man. That looks beautiful. How many acres you got? What's
is.
The acreage? What are we talking acreage?
36.
Damn!
It's a lot. I retired, and I bought a job, man. This is working all the time.
Nice. Congrats. You got overalls on, too. I respect that. Can we just pause for a minute to notice that JC's wearing overalls on this fine Saturday morning? Hell yeah!
Yeah, I got no choice. It rained last night. I get to burn again. We're not having much of a fire season.
Right.
Yeah, it beats the heck out of 1 million acre fires.
It does. Cheers to that. All right, what's on your mind?
Oh, I want to just address, like always, when I call in, Kyle Shanahan. Is not a coach. Period. He has never coached anybody. The reason he does quarterbacks the way he does, he wants to get a veteran that somebody else has coached.
Thank you. Yep. That's true. That is true. That's true. And his dad was the same way.
Yeah. It runs in the family. And I want to use
Why did he have so much success with Matt Ryan? Why did he have so much success with Matt Ryan? Because someone else coached him.
Yeah.
Someone else coached him. I'll just give you a scheme. Matt Ryan's like, okay, I can do that. I'm good.
Yeah.
Same with Steve Young. Right. Anyway, keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I want to use a politically correct term. Developmentally disabled. That is what Kyle Shanahan is when it comes to quarterback and offensive line. He is
Arrested
He is
development.
not even smart enough with his X's and O's as a coordinator to have different colors. All right. I got Colton McKivy here. He's at red X. You do not put him against a blue O that's going to run over him. He don't even have that complicated a system.
Yeah. You got a great mustache.
If you can believe it or not, I am not a Kyle Shanahan fan.
We can sense it. We can sense it.
And I got a bold prediction for you.
I love it.
There is 49ers. The next 49er to have a Super Bowl ring will be Trey Lance and nobody else, because he'll be gone. He won't be on the Niners, but he'll get a ring before anybody else.
I believe it. I can see it happening, man.
You know, I mean, I am not a fan. I've been a fan since Joe Montana. Mm-hmm. And I am not a fan of going, whoa, man, we are going to do it. We're going to win 2 playoff games this year. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Winner circle. We were one of the best teams this year. It felt so good.
We were the 5th loser. Yeah, right. Yeah, I want to buy a 5th loser flag to hang in the stadium.
I love it. JC, go tend to your acreage, man. What kind of trees you got down there? You got
pine trees.
We're working with pine.
That's where we're going to build, right down there.
Oh my goodness.
All right, man.
That looks nice.
All right, JC. Rant about Kyle Shanahan, because the dude is a loser.
JC, good stuff, man. Later. That was passionate. A+. All right, Chris, the floor is yours, baby. You're killing me this week, dude. You got the whole thing going. Let's go.
Well, I wanted to ask you what you wanted to talk about, because I can go on. I can have like 15 shows with you on Trey Lance and Kyle Shanahan's genius and all of that, but like reaching into Rob's soul and toying with it was hilarious. It was worth the money to spend just to take one of the Shanastans, and he had to be a Jimmy Garoppolo stan. He had to be, and just go. I mean, I don't know either, but
I don't know.
Usually the Shanastans and the Jimmy Garoppolo stands are the same. There's a lot of crossover between the two.
When Rob started calling you insane, I just was like, this is great. This is so good. And I hope he keeps going. And you did. It was great.
So I'm a Trey guy. Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't say that I'm a Trey guy. I'm just not a Brock guy and definitely not a Jimmy guy. Just because we've seen him. We know what you can see Brock's ceiling, right? Mm-hmm. We kind of saw where, and he's a rookie and all the 8 games and whatnot. You haven't seen enough, but you kind of have seen enough.
He's going to be 6. No. He's going to be 6'4" this year. You don't understand. He's still growing.
6'4" and throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball like Cap can. Yeah.
They list him at 23, but he's actually 14.
It's insane. And it's just insane. And it's not that of course I want Brock to do good, right? You want the quarterback of the team you follow to do good and whatnot, but you can see.
And he's a good story. No one's like, hey man, screw that Brock Purdy. Who does he think he is being Mr. Irrelevant playing so well? Like, screw that guy. No.
Right. It was it's a great story. He's a fantastic story.
Yeah.
He's one of the if the Patriots, when they drafted Tom Brady the year before, drafted the number 3 pick in the draft and benched him for no reason at all, everybody would be going like, well, yeah, Tom Brady turned out great, but why is the other guy not starting?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just amazing to me. Like, good coaches, good organizations. So I'm going to push back a little bit on you when you said that the Niners are too good of an organization. I don't think that they are anymore. When you lose, and like with Rob, like, they Sean Payton had a bunch of devastating playoff losses. Like, dude, every playoff loss should be devastating. Right. You are out. You're done. Your season is over. You had one game to prove it, and you couldn't do it.
Right. And the Niners say stuff like, it's really too bad we didn't get a shot because we really felt like we had the best team that year. Like, you had a shot. You had your shot.
We had the best. KC had the best team.
Play the game.
They won.
Yeah. You played KC, you got smoked. McCaffrey was there, you got smoked. You couldn't stop him, you couldn't score. Like, I'm sorry. You give up 44? 44.
Yeah, they dropped a 40.
They punted one time. I think once. Yeah, dude. Sorry.
It's insane. The good organizations, when they lose, they step back and go, why did we lose? And they try to address it. Yeah. The Niners.
Kansas City in the Super Bowl. Why do we lose? Oh, our offensive line is crap. Let's redo the whole thing. Let's make sure that never happens again. The Niners lose. They're like, well, why do we lose?
Bad luck. The wind blew at the gust of wind blew right when Jimmy threw the ball, and that's why it went to the linebacker instead of the safety.
Yeah, football's a fluky game. It's not a 7-game series, so sometimes the best team doesn't win, but we were the best team.
It's insane. They did it one time, and that's when they went and traded up to get Trey. That's the one time they took a step back and they said, why did we lose?
You know what?
Well, we don't have a good enough quarterback. So let's go get a better quarterback. And then they don't play the kid.
Right.
They don't.
Actually, we don't need a better quarterback. Just psych.
Right.
Got you.
Right.
Oh, I got you. You thought we needed a better quarterback. Psych.
Okay. So, and you know what? We also don't need 3 first-round picks. We don't need to get better at
because we're so good. We're better at drafting in the 5th round anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. We don't.
We just throw them away.
Yeah, we don't need to get younger. We'll just go ahead and get rid of first-round talent and get rid of second-round talent just to get these late third-round picks because why not?
Just to set the culture. We just bring in these first-round picks and then bury them and say, that's how we do business around here. Who wants up?
It's so mind-boggling. Like, how do we lose the game? I don't know, but let's just try again with the same team next year. It doesn't freaking work. And, I mean... And like Kruger, Larry.
No, it does work. Larry. Give him one more chance, Chris. Come on. Give him one more chance.
No, it'll work this time.
It'll work next year. This year it's going to work. And if it doesn't, it was just bad luck or injuries.
and I love Larry, I do. But like, I'd rather be in the mix than not. Well, yeah, if you're the Cleveland Browns, you want to be in the playoffs. When you're the 49ers, it's not about being in the playoffs. The 49ers, the Cowboys, the Packers, and I don't know what another royalty team is in the NFL. It's not about that. It's about winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, Chris, like because they were rock bottom in 2017, right? Yeah. So we're like, hey, let's give them credit from going from rock bottom to in the mix. But you don't just stop. The next step is winning the whole thing. You don't just be like, man, you know what? We are 100 feet away from the top of Everest. But you know what? This view right here. Can we just stop and appreciate? This is a really nice view. And no, it's not the summit, but you know what? Fuck the summit. I think the summit's over. It's just 100. It's basically the same thing. In fact, this is better.
The air's a little too thin on the summit. I don't want to go up there. I'll run out of breath. Yeah.
Go.
And we're running out of food, but that's cool. Whatever.
It's all good, man. I'm going to say this was the goal the whole time.
Yeah. And then you know what? I'm not going to start Trey. I'm not going to play Trey. And I'm going to inquire about trades.
I know I said Trey was going to be the key to getting me to the summit, but now actually I don't even want to go to the summit. Actually, I don't want to go. I'm good.
He could be the best guide we have on our team, and he is the best. He has the best. I don't want to say he's the best quarterback on the team because we don't know, but he certainly has the most potential of all the quarterbacks on the team.
Correct.
And if I were,
they won't even tap into it.
Right. They won't even tap into it.
They won't even tap into it.
They won't.
Hey, play running back.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, coach.
Yeah,
hey, my leg is broken. Hey, well, you should have. That's on you, buddy. Sorry.
And your all-world left tackle over there didn't even help pick me up off the ground when I got sacked because he let the guy blow past.
Did Kyle even come on the field for that play after when Trey was in agony on the field? Did Kyle come on the field? I don't know.
I don't know. And if he,
I don't know.
He might have. If he didn't, when you're,
I don't know.
There's so many other things that he has to deal with when something like that happens. He's got to bring the next thing in. He's got to.
Didn't he go out in the field when Debo had that little scare at the end of the year, but he didn't?
I mean,
I don't know. Anyway, something to think about.
And he probably didn't. I mean, just looking at Kyle, and I don't think Kyle's the leaker to Shefty. Shefty wouldn't be.
No. I don't think so. I don't think so.
No. It's either Lynch or it's somebody in the front office. It ain't. Lynch has never liked Trey. You can kind of see it in everything he's ever said about him.
He liked Jimmy.
I don't know why.
I don't know why. And he liked Brock. He liked Jimmy. He brought Jimmy here, and Kyle's like, nah. And Kyle's like, we need to replace him. And Trey's like, John's like, okay, man, you call the shots. But I disagree. Chris, I got to take more calls. I keep giving everyone like 15 minutes.
I know. I'm sorry.
Good stuff.
I just want to say one more thing. Like, if you look at what the Niners are doing right now, it's the Packers 10 years ago. How many winning seasons and playoff losses do you think the Packers would have given up? Packer fans would have given up just to hold one more trophy with Aaron Rodgers. Now, who knows when they're going to be relevant again?
Yeah, they're gonna look back 10 years from now, being like, you know what? All those 13 win seasons that amounted to nothing. That was wonderful. God, I love that.
I know.
Great. Remember 2013? Not really.
No,
Not really. It sucked.
Niner
Did we
fans
lose the
remember
Niners that year? Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Busted the Niners.
Also, I know you got to take more calls, but one last thing. My bold prediction is they just missed the playoffs this year. I don't see the Niners making the playoffs this year. It's not setting up well for them.
It's a gauntlet. Yeah, it's a gauntlet. Yeah.
This is
Chris, thank you, man.
Season where, yeah.
Good stuff, dude.
Have a good one, man.
All right,
Thank you.
Take care. All right, Joseph. He's already got a smile. Look. You can't see Joseph right now, but he's like ready. He's smiling and stuff. He's gonna be. What's up, Joseph? He's
what
like,
up?
what's up?
Hey, I don't know about missing the playoffs, but that prediction is similar to comparing Hova and Kyle. I'm like, you got me there, dog. You got me there.
He's impatient.
But Hova worked from the bottom.
Yes, true. That's a good point. Good point.
But
anyway.
The name Joseph for real. That's
Joseph for real.
You
for real. I feel you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
where you calling from?
It's Bakersfield, California.
Nice. Hey, let me ask you a question, man. Derek Carr's from there, right?
Yes, sir.
Why does he speak with a southern accent? Explain that. What is that? Is that something that people from Bakersfield do?
We do have a pretty strong country background, but
a little bluegrass.
Maybe not too bluegrass. Like I think a lot of people from like Texas probably migrated.
Okay. Got it. You got a little twang too. All right, man. Sorry, that was neither here nor there. What were you talking about today? Nice hat with the.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Fresh.
Shout out to the people at the stadium. They hooked me up. They asked me if I was a freaking member. What is it called when you got the whole ticket?
Season ticket guy?
The season ticket. Yeah. They asked me if I had a season ticket. I was like, nah, but I was that day. And so I got to have free.
Great. I like that. Okay. What's on your mind?
So I was thinking of Kirk Cousins, and him and Shanahan are like, they're very similar with the filler stats and all that. Shanahan barely getting past 500. Kirk Cousins doesn't win the games that matter. They totally see eye to eye. They're the type of people opposite ends of the room, and then just catch eye. And they were meant for each other. So I'm just waiting for the day when Shanahan's on another team and he can pull Kirk Cousins the way he should. But that's just me. Trey Lance,
I just feel like with Kyle, so much of what he wants in a quarterback is like a personality fit, and he just, for whatever reason, like him and Kirk just click. They finish each other's sentences.
Yeah, for sure. They're the hardest snappers in the room when they drop a poem, for sure. So I was personally on the bandwagon for the season. We anticipated Jimmy to get traded for a 7th round pick, which would overall be Purdy. I was thinking we should have got Gardner Minshew backing up Trey Lance. I thought he was right there on the Purdy level. I mean, like visually as Jimmy, and then he can actually move. So that would it would have been so much better, in my opinion. And he can do something similar to whatever crazy game plan they created for Trey Lance to get hurt. So, that's how I saw it. But a lot of people, they're not the biggest fan of Gardner Minshew. So,
no.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in to advocate for Gardner Minshew, dude. What's on the docket today in Bakersfield? What are you doing?
Just got work in a couple hours. I got to find my charger wherever the hell I put it. And then
you got to find that, man. And have a great day at work. Good to see you, Joseph. For real. For real.
For sure.
For real. Later, dog. For sure. Yeah. King Chewy, not there. Dang, Rod Simmons.
What's going on, Grant?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
Man, I can't complain, bro. I'm up here at the jail as always.
That's what's up.
But look, man, first thing I want to do is pretty much 2 points, but I want to just re-clarify the comment that I made to you and Coach yesterday about, Kyle basically selling the house the 3 future picks, and then, you know, you pretty much said in a nutshell that Trey Lance had a pretty high ceiling. So you reneged on all of that basically when you say, okay, now I don't want to start him. That's what that is.
Because he got hurt.
And
they said everything. They said all the right things last year. Then he gets hurt, and now you get all these leaks. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make.
It's unprofessional.
Sense to me either.
Nah.
The other thing was on this.
What was last year? Why was he the starter last year? If this is how you feel,
1 year, 1 year, and you're the one that said it takes 2 seasons to learn your playbook.
He was the unquestioned starter last year. Breaks his ankle. Now he's competing to be the backup and might be the number 3. How? How, Sway?
It's a new culture being created, Grant.
I don't get it. And no one calls him out. They're like, well, Kyle did it, so it must be smart. Like, no, it's unprofessional. It's just straight up unprofessional. That's all it is.
Man, I tell you what, man. I also, on your channel the other day, somebody made a comment that Trey was the biggest bust since Jamarcus Russell. And I mean, I went to the defense, man. It's like a lot of people don't really understand football, Grant. This is one of the reasons why I really listen to you, man. Because it's like it's more than an opinion. You're giving facts. The truth of the matter is, in the NFL, it's not like playing quarterback in college or in high school. You have to have a supporting team ready to groom you when you get there. And, you know, the fact that Kyle Shanahan's offense is a great offense still doesn't, you know, justify, do you have the right person able to operate the offense? You know, I feel like, you know, Trey Lance has shown his ability through the games that he did play that he can do things like escape. And, you know, I think he did have a couple of turnovers, Grant, but he didn't just, you know, throw the ball away consistently like Jimmy Garoppolo did.
His career quarterback rating is 84.5. He just turned 23. Like Jamarcus Russell's career quarterback rating is 65. And he threw 680 passes in his career. Trey's thrown 100. And his quarterback rating is 84. In what world is that a bust? In what world?
It sounds like it sounds like a biased opinion to me. That's just,
I agree.
That's just my opinion. And I mean, you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but all I know is this right here.
Let me real quick. Zach Wilson, who was picked ahead of Trey Lance, has thrown 625 passes in his career. His quarterback rating is 70. Okay, that's a bust. That's a bust.
No.
That's it. 22 starts, 680 throws, 70 quarterback rating. Like, yeah, okay, you're on bust status. Trey, nah, not until he's there. No,
the evidence isn't there.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not. No.
And I mean, you know, you think about those 49er teams that won. You know, they had an atmosphere of coaches, man, that were capable of developing players. You had Mike Holmgren. You had who wasn't Sam White's there at one point as well, under Walsh. I mean, Walsh. I mean, and that's one thing I will give Kyle credit for is he knows how to put together a staff. But maybe he should learn how to lean on his staff a little bit more when he gets them inside because his quarterbacks have not been able to perform. But I think it's because they haven't put them in positions to succeed.
Well, one thing is like you took the biggest quarterback project ever. We all knew Trey Lance was a project, but you seem so confident trading up for him. It seemed like you had a plan. And it's like you get a project on the D-line. Everyone's confident about that because you got Chris Kaserik. Right. You get a project at running back or whatever. Like you have those position coaches, but at quarterback you don't. And now Trey Lance is on his second quarterback coach. You had Scangarello at first. Now you got Greasy. Like you don't have that guy who has developed hella guys like Turner has, like Holland has. You just don't have the infrastructure. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think for a change is a possibility? I think the only thing that could work, but let me ask you what you think. The man needs another general manager. I mean, nothing against John Lynch personally, but he's just proven to me that he can't. He's not going to get the trump card as far as saying, "Well, this is the decision I made because it's best for the team and this is the position." Because I mean, Kyle,
he's not the decision maker, exactly.
Right.
So that what you're saying is Kyle needs less power. So yeah, Kyle can demote himself. That's not going to happen.
And I mean, you know, it's just like anybody that has a job that they value. When your superior comes and tell you, okay, this is the timetable. This is how long we've already given you, and you haven't gotten the job done. You gotten close, but getting close isn't the ultimate goal in the NFL. So, hell, go ahead and let him get Kirk, because I say it'll be the last needle in the straw for me.
Pretty much. I've already had my last needle, man. But thank you very much, Ross. Always a pleasure.
You too, bro. Have a good one.
All right, man. Take care. Later. All right, then. King Chewy. Hold on. Wait a second, King Chewy, because I got BD Niners waiting over here for like an hour. But then Chewy, you next, and then Jaden.
Hey, Grant. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
I've been waiting for you to do this for like 2 weeks, and now I got a pretty bad cold, so you got to...
Oh, it's my fault.
Okay? All right.
Yeah.
So just full disclosure, I was never big on Jimmy. I never thought he was good enough. Before the Super Bowl, I never thought he was good enough. I thought he was okay, but not good enough. All right.
Okay.
And then 2020 just made that crystal clear.
Abundantly clear, yeah.
When he had a high ankle sprain that kept him out for 10 weeks, and Patrick Mahomes
missed none.
wrapped himself like a mummy to get back on the field, right? So
and was still scrambling. Like Jimmy doesn't even move.
It's like nothing changed when he got hurt. But Jimmy, it is what it is.
And to me, like that,
he's not our problem.
That disqualifies him as a starting quarterback to me, because starting quarterbacks don't miss games like that. You have to play injured, dog.
Okay,
you have
exactly. Everyone does. The thing is,
we
just don't know about it. We don't know about it. But Jimmy's the first guy to say, "Oh, I hit my thumb, my shoulder, everything." Right?
My neck, my back, my neck, and my back.
It's everything. Everything with Jimmy.
My crack. Don't say that.
It's probably true. I guarantee.
Hold on. So this is what Bill Walsh said about quarterbacks in his scouting, like how to scout the position, 1997. Quarterbacks must be able to function while injured.
Jimmy couldn't do that.
Couldn't do it.
And now that's the Raiders' problem. All right.
Yep.
Again, full disclosure. I wanted Tom Brady in 2020 before Jimmy got injured. I said, let's do it. Why not? All right. But now a little bit more disclosure. And you got to give me a lot of time here. I need a few minutes. I've been waiting a long time, okay?
You have 4 minutes.
I don't know if I could do that. But it's going to get interesting. I promise you. I promise you you're going to like this. All right. So we're going to take a turn now. I'm the guy who, about a month ago, super chatted you and asked you, I quoted what you said, and this is what you said about Brock. You said this offense is different with Brock on the field. It's special. I haven't seen anything like this in years. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what instant reaction it was, and it's really hard to go through it, so I can't do that. It could have been against the Commanders, right? And I agree with you. This is the thing. You can say whatever you want. Jimmy looks like Brock, but Grant, even you saw it. There was something different with Brock on the field.
There was. I mean, they were scoring 35 points a game.
Exactly. And this is the thing. You could say it was the defense. You can say it was this. You could say
but hold on.
But
hold on. I mean, I may have said it after the Washington game. I may have said it after the Seattle playoff game. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, my bad. I'll shut up.
So now this is what I'm gonna do. I have some tweets from you. Okay.
Dude, damn, man. You got receipts today?
I'm telling you, I've been preparing. I'm telling you.
All right.
So now this will only.
Why you got to do me like this? First of all, why you got to do me like came on, act like we're friends and stuff?
All right. I promise you, it's not that bad.
All right.
So I got some tweets regarding Trey, and then I got some tweets regarding Brock. All right. So first, I'm going to start off with the Trey stuff. Which again, I hope Trey plays amazing. I hope.
Why do I feel like I'm in prison and or I'm in the questioning room and you're coming in you're screwed, right? I got you, right?
No.
I got you, right?
I promise you, it's not that bad. I promise you. I just want to. I'll get to it.
Okay.
So this will only hold water if you believe like me that the finger injury is not as big as it's said to be. I think it affected him maybe in his rookie season, but come on, really? People, it's not. It can't be for 2 years. It can't be. People come back from ACLs after a year. We can't. Kyle Juszczyk, his finger went the other way, and he was back on the field in 3 years.
Got it. Come on.
Okay. So this was a year after his finger injury, right? I'm just going to tell you the statistics and then move on, okay? Because your tweets are a little long. All right. Trey Lance completed. This is all training camp. Trey Lance completed 9 of 17 passes, 4 of 14 passes, 10 of 20 passes, 4 of 12 passes, 11 of 19 passes, 6 for 14 with an interception, 3 for 10 passes and threw a pick. Sideline was extremely quiet today. Okay, now that's what you have to say about Trey in training camp. And this is the thing, what I notice every year is that in OTAs, Trey plays great. And then training camp comes up and it's not that great. But this is where I'll go. The case for Brock Purdy, according to Grant Cohn. Okay?
I was thinking you were never going to get there, man. Thank
Here
God.
you go. Here. I have to give you a little backstory, man. Come on.
All right, man.
All right. Brock Purdy seems practically bored during NFL games. It's as if it was tougher at Iowa State. I'm not saying the 49ers should make Brock Purdy the highest paid player in the NFL, but if he can continue like this for this level for $900K a season, there's no reason to replace him. And then this is an article you wrote. It says, why Brock Purdy's arm is strong enough. And then you compare him to Joe Montana. And then this is probably the thing that is the most damning that you said, because when I said what changed when you said this is special, you said, well, he has Christian McCaffrey and he has this and he has that and the best defense in the world, right? So this is what it says. The 49ers scored 37 points last week against a top 5 defense, even though Christian McCaffrey was limited to 58 yards and Deebo Samuel didn't play. That's the Purdy effect. All right.
Are you almost done?
Yeah, I got like 3 more.
3 more?
It's your words, man. I'm just reading what you said.
Do you have a point?
The point is at the end. Christian McCaffrey is excellent, but the 49ers needed an upgrade at quarterback, not running back. They scored 13 points against the Saints. The season turned around when Brock became quarterback 1. Brock Purdy brings the best out of Kyle Shanahan because he trusts him. And then the biggest one, after the
Wrap it up!
After the Seahawks game, Brock Purdy is the truth.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
you really pushed your glasses up after saying that? That's it?
They're falling a little bit.
Okay, all right, man. Okay, are you done?
No, just last thing.
Okay. You got one more thing.
Is what changed for you? Because the only thing that happened is Brock got hurt.
Okay. Thanks, BD. You done?
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk to you about it.
Well, you just talked for 10 minutes.
Well, I want you to talk now. I'm done.
What changed? Did you see the Dallas game? Did you see the Philly game? More things happened.
So one bad game.
Now you want to argue with me? You want my perspective? You want to argue with me?
One bad game.
More information came out. More information came out.
What information? Tell me.
He didn't play that well against Dallas. He didn't play that well against Philly. He played well in the other games. He had 6 good games.
Okay. So did Trey?
He has some tendencies that got picked up on.
It's
possible. What's the scouting report?
Possible. You're right about everything.
All right,
I'll give you that. Possible.
All right.
But let me ask you this. Truthfully, and you could say to Monsoon, but that was the 4th quarter.
This is it. You got 15 seconds.
Okay, yeah. Trey didn't play well against Chicago. Do you agree?
Sure.
And then he got hurt.
Uh-huh.
What you're doing to Brock Purdy is what everyone's doing to Trey.
What am I doing to Brock Purdy?
Writing him off.
I'm not writing off Brock Purdy. You spent 12 minutes to say I'm writing off Brock Purdy. BD, I love you, man. Gotta go. See ya. All right. Let's do mic drops with. Hold on. Let's get King Chewy. Man, I'm sorry that went on so long, man. How you doing?
Grant, what's up, man? It's been a while.
Chilling, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Just hanging in there. I decided I'd call in after a while. I kind of forgot what I was going to talk about now. I mean, that was something right there.
Whew. Dude, just hijacked the show.
But for reals, man, what I'm calling to talk about, Grant, is the window, man. Like everybody's talking about this window, like it's going to be unlimited. I think it's kind of going to come to a quick end, and I don't think people are ready for that. I don't think fans are ready for that. Because honestly, when we look at it, this quarterback situation is really setting them back, man. It's setting the team back. I'm going to tell you, I ain't sold on any of the quarterbacks on the roster. I wasn't sold on Everybody accused me of being a Jimmy Garoppolo guy back in the day. I just thought he was the best option at the time. I didn't think he was great. I just thought he was the best option at the time. But you look at like Brock, I was a guy last season when all this was going on. I was like, you guys, he's kind of small. That ball takes a long time to get out there. You guys watch him throw an out route. Like, it takes a long time for that ball to get there. What happens when the defense starts expecting that play? How many of those are going to get jumped? How many picks are we going to see?
How many backup quarterbacks have we seen go on to a good team, have early success, get hot, and then it's unsustainable? We've seen it a lot. And the unsustainable part is, can you stay healthy playing football in the NFL? Like, that's a question for Brock. He's little. He runs around a lot, holds the ball a long time. Like, the answer was no last year. He was healthy for 8 games.
And people compare him to like Russell Wilson and stuff. I mean, if he could run around and bomb it downfield like Russell Wilson, that's one thing. But he can't really do that. Once the players
Russell Wilson didn't get hurt until he was like 30 years old. Like, Russell Wilson never was hurt.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, Brock buys some time, right? But then he can't bomb the ball down the field. Like, he doesn't have that arm strength. The receivers will outrun his arm. And I mean, I saw it, and I was like, everybody was celebrating. I was like, guys, just look at the throws.
Yeah.
When he tries to, he has to put everything out there to get it out on an out route, and it takes a while still to get there. So it's just like, and the thing is with Kyle, like, I don't trust him in evaluating quarterbacks. I think, if we don't get it done this season, maybe next at the last, like, I think they're going to have to tear this thing down and start over. Grant, I mean, everybody's going to get too expensive. Debo's contract is about to explode. Bosa is going to have a cheap season this season, but then his number is going to go up. Armstead's contract is already high. Yep. I mean, are they going to be able to keep Ayuk? Are they going to be able to re-up McCaffrey? Yeah, I don't see it, man. I think that it's going to come to an end pretty quickly, and I don't think people are worried about it. They're talking about Kirk Cousins. We can be able to afford Kirk Cousins at this point. I mean,
a lot of people would have to go.
Everybody's worried about that. We can't even afford him if we want to keep the team together, So I think this is like we got to see what they do this season, Grant, and I'm not sure that it's sustainable much longer. And if it's going to be a point where we have to reload and rebuild this thing, are we going to trust Shanahan to do that? Like, are we going to sit through another 7 years of this? No quarterback, go through this project again, reloading the team with talent again. That's affordable talent that we can sustain for a few years. I don't know, man. Kyle, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Should Kyle Shanahan be allowed to reload in year 8 when he hasn't even found a quarterback ever? Like, at a certain point, year 7, year 8, I would like to think the Yorks would be like, hey, it's great, but we're no closer to finding a quarterback now than we were in 2017. At some point, we got to do that or find someone who can do that, and it's not the genius.
And look, for everybody, who's a Trey supporter, because I know they're all over everywhere, and they're going to call me a hater or whatever, but dude, if he was that great, he would be playing. There would be no question. There would be, hey, Brock is not even in the conversation. It doesn't matter how good of an 8-game stretch he had. Trey's the truth. Trey shows it in practice. Trey's so good. Like, that's not happening. So they're obviously not impressed with him. So, I mean, maybe he'll come in.
Am I supposed to be impressed that they're not impressed with him? Am I supposed to be like, wow, look at that?
And that's what I'm
honest. Or am I supposed to be like, they don't know what the hell they're doing?
That's the other point too, right? Is like you saw the quarterback they worked out at the beginning of this month, right? Jack Cohn from the XFL. I'm an XFL season ticket holder, right? Like the Brahmas up there. I went to every game. This dude got benched. This dude got benched twice, Grant, in the XFL season. He got benched twice. The guy came in, replaced him. He played like 3 quarters, got hurt, so they had to put him back in there. Then they went and signed Kurt Benkert who used to play for Green Bay, to replace him the second time because he was that bad. This is the guy they brought in. He was 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 5.8 yards per attempt, 62% completion percentage in the XFL. Like, that shows you, like, are we going to trust these guys to get it right? I don't think we could trust them, Grant.
Yeah. Chewy, I got to start going a little bit quicker because I created a slower pace today, but it's a pleasure to see you, man. I was worried that I wouldn't see you anymore. Thanks for calling in.
Nah, we're good, man. I'll be in.
All right, man. Take care. All right, who we got next? Mic drops. What it do? What's up?
Man, what's going on?
Man, I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I can get into a lot, but first off, I want to start with this tight end university shit. Excuse my language. You got time to fuck off on this tight end university shit. Every year your offense come in slow, but y'all refuse to take your fucking weapons and work with your quarterbacks. Whether it's Sam Darnold, whether it's Trey Lance, I don't give a fuck who it is. Go to work. Get to work. Don't tell me you too cute for OTAs. Like, don't come up in here with that cute shit. Like this, like everybody's talking about the culture that Kyle has brought to the 49ers, and they're completely ignoring the cancer culture. Not cancel, but cancer. Coach Kittle, every time he opens his mouth, he knows everything about the quarterback position and what we should do. Like, dude, shut up. Like, you're not a coach. You're not the coach. None of your players should ever be empowered to speak for you. Like, what kind of precedent are you setting? And then this whole Trey and Jimmy thing, I think it was more about the offensive line, the tight ends, the fullbacks not wanting to learn a new scheme. Because since Kyle can't develop anyone as a thrower, we got to run this. We have to run an offense to where Trey carries the ball more than our running backs.
Yeah, and Monza, in that scheme, you don't need a fullback. So use check just becomes irrelevant. Remember when Chip Kelly came here and he tried to turn Bruce Miller into a tight end for a second before Bruce Miller got arrested? Remember that?
Yeah.
No spot for a fullback on that kind of team.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it just seems to me like the most important position in sports is quarterback. Kyle sucks at it. So let's say Sam Darnold starts week
period.
One. If Sam Darnold starts week 1, because Brock Purdy's not ready to go, that means Trey Lance is your franchise quarterback. Because you don't have a fucking clue as to find one, develop one. You don't know one when it's fucking looking at you in the face. So if he starts out at QB3, he's probably the guy.
Right. It's the guy you think isn't the guy is the guy. Because you thought Brock wasn't the guy last year. Whoever starts at the bottom is the best player in your team.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And that's just how it is. So
yeah.
if I'm Jay York, which I'm not, I don't suffer from tonsillitis like 49ers fans and like the Yorks do. Everybody's afraid to get rid of Kyle because of how bad Jim Thompson was. Everybody's scared of it. I'm not afraid to get rid of Kyle. The problem with Kyle is Kyle has too much power. Kyle knows that he's not going to get fired. You have to
this was the problem with Mike in Denver. If people don't remember this, he had all the power in that organization. He sucked as a general manager. He got himself fired. Too much power.
And if he didn't get lucky and get a hot Terrell Davis, he never would have won in Denver.
No.
It wasn't because of what you did with Elway. You can go look at his numbers. No. Elway looked like shit playing with Mike Shanahan.
Yeah.
And then you look at what Andy Reid had McNabb, and then when McNabb went to Washington, it was shitty. It was terrible.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you don't have a clue as to what you're doing with the quarterback position. And that conversation that Mike McDaniel had where Nick Mullins threw a pass, the read that Kyle wanted would have been a pick, but he threw it somewhere else and someone was open, and he got pissed. You're not allowing a quarterback to be a quarterback. You want a robot.
Correct.
You cannot be an elite quarterback if you can't make your own checks at the line.
It's like he's mad that it's not actually Madden, that he can't just control you on a controller and press X. You know what I'm saying? Like press triangle. Like, no, with 15 seconds left, you can't talk. It's on him. Get out of the way.
Yeah. So you don't want a quarterback.
No,
you want a robot.
You don't want a quarterback. Yeah,
so
and that's why Kirk Cousins is back in the picture, because he is a robot, man.
And everybody that's excited about Brock, prepare yourself, because what did Brock say? I need to stay.
I need to be more robotic. I need to be more robotic. Yeah.
That what you love about Brock, Kyle wants to take away.
Because Kyle can't take credit for off-schedule plays.
Look, if you don't win the Super Bowl, I'm trading your ass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Hey, all those first-round picks you wasted on Trey Lance, I'm getting them back.
Look at the network. Look at the networks that have won Super Bowls. Andy Reid's network has produced 4 of the last 10 Super Bowls. I want someone from his tree.
Thank you.
Because if they don't know what to do,
not that hard. It's really not that hard.
If they don't know what to do with the quarterback, they can always pick up the phone and call Andy.
That's right. That's right.
I'd rather have.
Who can always pick up the phone and call Mike Holmgren?
Because
who
if
should
you
be
ask
probably.
me, I think John Lynch has more to do with our defense being good than Kyle Shanahan and his scouting.
Probably.
Yeah.
Masa, you killed it, man. I hate to cut you off, but I got like 7 more people. It's good to see you, man.
All right, bro.
Holla later. That was really good. A lot of cursing, but you know what? He made it work. All right. Irvin.
Yo.
What's up?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. Let's just floss with our let's just like put the watches out there, but act like we're not. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm chilling on this fine day. How you doing, dog?
You know how we do, man. You know how we
really
do.
Good. Oh, you know.
What's up? Man.
What's up, little man? Oh, you got the Crocs on? You got the Crocs on?
You know it. You know it. You say hi, Grant?
I got the Crocs on too, baby.
You got the Crocs too. You see his Crocs?
Hey, man, you're fresh.
Yeah, bro. Thanks, man. I
Nice.
appreciate you, bro. You know I had to stop
Sure.
too. Seen you was on the phone today. So I was like, yeah, let me holler at my man Grant. I ain't hollered at him in a while, man. It's good, man.
Good to see you, man. I'm chilling.
You
What's
too,
up with
bro.
you?
It's here, bro. Doing the thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Being a
Taking
dad.
care of the fam. You know how I do.
Just being a dad. Yep. I feel
That's it. That's it.
All right. Yeah.
But how you been, man?
It's light
Everything's good. I see we talking about this your boy cutting Kirk today. What's up with cutting Kirk there, man? You think they try to make a move for cutting Kirk?
We're back to we're going to get Kirk Cousins in a year. Next year. The plan is wait a year for Kirk Cousins. Man, that is, again?
Man, that's brilliant.
Again.
That is so smart. That is so
They're
smart.
like recycling storylines.
Look, listen. The guy who looks like the juggernaut of all juggernauts in the regular season and then in the playoffs, where is he at? I can't find him. He's absent. He's going to
Kinda like
shrivel up. He's too shook up like Elvis's cousin. I don't know. Where is he at?
Good question, man. Good question. Kirk Cousins, man. If that ever happens, I think Kyle will finally lose the support of the fan base. I don't think it would. It would be worse than getting Mac Jones. I don't think fans want that.
Oh, my God. It's pretty much the same thing. Where are we going with? Where are we going with?
Yeah.
I mean, bro, the fact is, man, listen. I know everybody's got their opinions about Trey and everything, man. But they got to give the guy a chance, man, because it's evident that
it's
you're
unprofessional
not
not
unless
to.
you have a certain type of skill set as a quarterback, bro. Unless you have what 2 quarterbacks were in the Super Bowl last year? Answer me that question.
Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. The Niners are acting like, look. Yeah, like we're burying Trey Lance, but like we just fell into Patrick Mahomes. So, you know, what are we going to do? We'd have the greatest.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man, you don't have that. You don't have Aaron Rodgers on your team. You have Brock. I'm sorry.
Nah, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Brock
good.
definitely had his
talking
games.
8 career starts.
Potential.
8 career starts. Surgery. Like, there's questions. There's still questions.
Right.
Yeah.
We can't crown him yet. Crown him yet, bro. We clearly can't do that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But listen, the blueprint's out there. So they can try to go around it if they want to. They can try to, bring an old Mono Sam if they want, see what he can do. But
Mono Sam. Yikes. You ever have mono? I got strep throat when I was 19. Gross. Irvin, good to see you. I did get strep throat when I was 19. Nasty. I don't know how I got it. Probably at college. Came back for summer break. Had strep throat. Nasty. Can I reiterate that? It was nasty. All right, let's take some. Hold on. I'm going to take some super chats. Keith Maloney says Adam was on the Mac is the 3 pick and couldn't let it go to point. Bleacher Report wrote a story about it. He couldn't let it go. Okay, well, he's got sources. 29er says, thoughts if Trey don't start but gets 5th-year option. He won't get the 5th-year option. So, Grant, can you ever be quiet? No. Ink Talk TV says, anything Purdy can do, Trey can learn. Purdy can't learn what Trey does. Somebody getting fired behind this QB stuff. Says Ink Talk TV. Niner Grandpa, put me on the show. No. Plea Montaigne says, Kittle is concentrated cringe even though he thinks he is command and control. Concentrated cringe. That's funny. Jaden.
What's up,
Jaden,
bro?
how
What's
you
up,
doing,
bro?
man?
I'm doing
Good to see
really
you, dog.
good. How you doing?
Yeah, chilling.
Nice.
Good,
You ready
you know.
for 4th of July?
No,
No? Oh, okay.
not at all.
I'm ready for the fireworks to be going crazy in the
I was
Bay,
like, is that
bro.
today? I was like, no, it's June.
Hey, but I think I have a pretty good topic to bring up. So
I'll be the judge of that, Jaden.
okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Don't write off Brock Purdy.
I was like, where is this guy going? I didn't. All right, go ahead.
So I started watching a lot of NBA this year, and obviously the Nuggets won the championship, right? The finals, and the head coach of the team was on the Pat McAfee show, and he was talking about how the culture they have there is like their family, like everyone's brothers almost, right? Like the coach
Like me and you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the coach was saying like, oh, like I'll tell them what they need to hear, but also like I'm not going to tell them in a rude way or whatever. Like he didn't say rude way, but he's going to do it in the right way, right? I feel like that's a family culture, right? In the Niners, they have like a high school culture, like there's cliques over here, there's cliques over here, cliques over here, and they're all within their own drama, you know.
I compare it to a fraternity culture. I was in one, not really proud of it, because it's like the most basic thing you could do in life. But I was in one, and there's tiers of people. Yeah, like you act like you're all on the same level and you're all bros, but you're not. There's all tiers, and there's like the most important guys, and there's the pledges. Yeah, the pledges, and the quarterbacks always get treated like pledges on this team. At least the ones who aren't Jimmy. Jimmy was like he was the president of the fraternity. You know what I mean? You put him on. You put his face out there. Hopefully, you get the better.
Pretty boy
looking,
Jimmy. It's pretty boy Jimmy.
You get all this. Hopefully, the sororities will come because you just throw Jimmy out there, social chair, president. But ultimately, it's not about Jimmy, man. It's about George. It's about Kyle. Those are the guys running this culture.
This culture of whatever this culture is. And it doesn't even make sense because, like you were saying, like it's all about the tight ends and like George Kittle thinks he knows everything about being a quarterback. Like, bro, be quiet. You don't know anything. Like you know stuff about being.
Did you hear when Trey went up to Kittle at tight end? You was like, so what are they going to have like National Quarterback Day?
Yeah,
like
I heard
every day is National Quarterback Day. People only talk about quarterbacks. How about you give a little shine to the? It's like
he
not
genuinely
on the 49ers,
got
man. He genuinely got butt, and that's his whole. To me, that's the whole thing about tight end. We don't get enough attention. It's all about quarterbacks. They're like raising awareness, like they're a marginalized group in society. Swear to God. That's what they're doing. They're raising awareness for themselves.
They're calling the ambulance, is what I say. They're
hilarious.
Yeah,
I would agree.
Yeah, and
I would have to agree.
And
raising awareness. They should just have little like Live Strong bracelets, like
the little elastic, the rubber ones.
Yeah,
don't do drugs.
Tight ends matter. Tight ends matter. They should call it Tight Ends Matter, man.
Tight ends matter. That's great.
Tight ends matter.
You should petition it. Put it on Twitter. Poll.
That's what it is. Silly. Just silly, man.
Yeah,
and they like
really
shotgun
is.
beers. It just feels like the kind of place where they shotgun beers.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I haven't seen you since last year, bro. Bro, it's so good to see you, bro. Oh my God, bro. You're in great shape.
Bro. Let's 1v1.
Bro, you haven't even played. Like, bro, you're in such good shape right now, bro. Do you want a shotgun a beer? Bro, I haven't shotgun a beer since last year, bro. Let's do it.
Some Bud Light, bro.
Beer pong?
Come on.
Beer pong? Bro. Sorry. I did that too. Okay, I'm not above it. I did that too.
I could tell you that you have it in you still.
Sigma Nu, UCLA.
Yes,
Shout out my
sir.
brothers. Jaden, good to see you, man.
Hey, good call, bro. Good call.
All right, later, man. That was fun. Okay, who we got? John, you good?
Yeah, how's it going?
Iron Maiden. Gen X in the building. What's up?
What's going down, man? How are you?
Chilling. I'm good. How you doing?
Just a quick, I want to start with a little message to that guy that a few callers ago. Just for the sake of the show, just say something like, the tweets are online. You can read them. Here's my point. To sit there and slowly read each tweet slows
disrespectful
it down for us, dude. I know.
Yeah.
Proved something.
Bogarting the mic over here, man. Like, get off the stage.
Yeah, like, okay, so I mean, if we're gonna analyze tweets, we might as well just if we could go down everybody's tweet history and start finding contradictions. I mean, Grant's an entertainer and a content creator, bro. Like every week there's different things. He's gonna post them, so there's responses and there's reactions. Just get over it, man. And
he like wouldn't let me respond. He's like, no, I'm not done. And then when it finally ended, he's like, okay, so why are you writing off Brock? I'm like, I didn't. Okay, next caller. Thanks. I didn't. I'm not.
It was pretty hard to and just from
Okay.
sitting around. Anyway, couple things. One on Trey and one on Kyle. So I want to talk a little bit again about the optics conversation we had a few weeks ago, because I still think it's real. I don't think the Schefter leak was an accident. I actually think that the Yorks okayed it. I don't believe that the Yorks are going to allow that to slip out of there. I just don't.
That makes it even worse. It makes it even worse, John.
Huh?
It makes it even worse.
Yeah, I think what we've got going on with Trey is a situation where it's like, okay, they again, the wine and cheese, the people that pay the money, I think they underestimated the reaction to someone like Trey becoming the face of the franchise. They want someone like Steve or Joe. And I think they're crossing their fingers and hoping to death that Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold, someone like that, ends up working out. But I think also
someone with a slightly different image.
Yes. And what you also have is I think they're scared, as we've said, that Trey would go somewhere and succeed. So it's like the guy who it's like he's got the girl who's like, well, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. Right. So it's almost like they're creating a cynicism to keep him buried on the depth chart, just in case, maybe, who knows. But their first and second choices are basically Brock or Sam to take the mantle. But at the same time, they know it looks bad. If Trey goes and wins a Super Bowl somewhere else, they're all screwed. So I think they're playing a very kind of slippery slope game with this whole thing. And it's really weird when
the game is bury Trey alive and hope he doesn't make it out of the coffin and no one notices. I'm sorry, that was a little dark.
It's almost criminal, but I mean, look, with the fan base and with this whole thing, I've observed this thing with Trey this last couple of years and everything that gets said and people around me, etc. And, it's not the kind of like, everyone says, don't start chanting racism. No, it's not that at all. What it is there's kind of a thing that happens that I call kind of subconscious racism. It's like, it's not hate-filled racism. It's not like that kind of thing. It's more just like a way people want things to be kind of thing. And it's like people are used to something they're comfortable with. And the face of the franchise, they want to be X, right?
Right.
And I think that
relatable, identifiable.
The Yorks
kind of like
care about money, dude. They only care about the money they make. So they're very conscientious of that. And I think that there could be kind of a sense of let's create some cynicism here. So, and while we're seeing if Brock or somebody takes the mantle.
Right. Because what was so great about Jimmy, right? He was bland. He appealed to everyone.
It's weird stuff.
He stood for nothing.
The whole Schefter thing really, I just was really put off by that. Secondly, really quick on Kyle, because you did a lot of interesting stuff, and your dad too, on talking about comparing Bill Walsh, right, and going through how Bill Walsh did stuff, and when you look at the two of them, it's the attention to detail, it's the minor things, it's that almost analness that separates them. Do you think Bill Walsh would have ever allowed the defensive snapshot in the Super Bowl that those guys did in the third quarter? Bill Walsh would have never, any championship coach they would have never allowed that. Kyle allowed it all season. I hated it during the season, and then it manifested in the third quarter of the Super Bowl. They all go do their little snapshot.
Oh, yeah. I hated that.
And they rile up the Chiefs, and the Chiefs go on a tear. Bill Walsh would have never allowed that shit. Never. The first time they did it during the season, he would have squashed it and said, F you. When you look at both of them, with Bill Walsh, you have the catch. With Kyle, you have the drop. With Bill Walsh, you have the drive. You have the tart dropped interception. It's the little attention to detail down the entire tree that makes the difference between winning a championship or being Marv Levy. Because that's it.
The drop, the missed block.
Yeah, the only
all that
might save Kyle. The only thing is two things. I think Christian McCaffrey, if Kyle doesn't get him injured, his Jerry Rice-like fanaticism and attention to detail could be effective. That might save him and get him over the hump if he doesn't get him injured.
Perhaps. Yeah.
And also, Kyle is Kirk Cousins. I think Kyle is seeing him as like that in case of emergency guy like John Elway was for his dad. Worst case scenario, well, if I don't win it this year, I'm going to go John Elway. Yeah. I'm going to go get my John Elway.
You were saying something? Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
I'm going to go get my John Elway. My John Elway is going to save me, and I'll go win a championship with him. And I think that's kind of his mentality. And it's just, It's lunacy.
Yeah, let's compare Kirk Cousins to John Elway. I think that's the thing to do. I think so. Kyle probably thinks Kirk Cousins is a Hall of Famer. God love Kyle. God bless his little heart.
It somehow vindicates him for drafting him years ago too.
It's not about Kirk. It's about Kyle. It proves his genius. John, I got to wrap this show up pretty soon.
Later.
It was a great call. Later, John. Take care. All right. Cool Frog, Nakash, and C Diggy. Can we do these 3 in like 10 minutes, please? I hate to rush you guys, but I ain't got all day. Cool Frog, let's go.
All right. I'll try to go quick. Number one,
Appreciate
Kirk Cousins is never going to be on this team. It's never going to happen. Unless something disastrous happens to the quarterback situation, this is never happening. It doesn't make any sense. He's getting older. He's only going to get worse. He's never going to get brought on. Number two, the quarterback room that the Niners have, I actually like it because there's a lot of potential. Sam Darnold, he's got potential. He's only been on bad teams, and I don't think he's going to start or play good, but he does have potential. He's with more talent than he's ever had in his entire career. The best offense-wise, like talent ever that he's ever had, and the best coach he's ever had.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, he's still got a ton of potential if he can, actually play or
get on the field.
Get on the field.
Yeah.
So he's got potential. And Brock Purdy, he's still got potential. We don't know how his career is going to wind up either. So I think
with Brock, I think the thing that's nice about Brock, sorry to cut you off, is that, he may have potential, but he has results. He has freaking results. That's really nice.
True.
It's really nice. Yeah.
So I'm not going to write out any 3 of these quarterbacks. I kind of wrote out Darnold, but whatever. So I'm not going to write out any of them. I just kind of want to see how it goes. And last thing, our quarterback room has the most potential in the league. That's how I view it. So
fair enough. Love you, Cool Frog. Thanks, man. See you, dude. All right, dude. Hold on. A couple more, and then I'm going to get to Nakash. Put me in the show. Man. No, I actually banned you. Sorry. Justin says, what if the Niners take Fields at 3? That's going to be one to watch, too. If Fields has his breakout year this year that Hurts had last year that Lance doesn't have, that's another one. It's like, Kyle, what was the reason that you didn't take Fields again? Like, why? Because he played at Ohio State? Well, D'Amico just drafted Stroud. That's a terrible reason. What was the reason? I'm sorry. The Cosmic Channel says if it's the image of Trey, they have a problem with why draft him. Didn't they look at his image before they picked him? I don't know, Cosmic Channel. It's a good question. Nakash and then C. Diggy.
Thanks, Grant. Hey, man, last time I got the Purdy jersey on, this time I got the Trey shirt,
Nice.
But nice. I actually wanted to come in and talk about Purdy a little bit, because you haven't really been slandering him, but you've been sort of slandering him a little bit. It's cool.
Okay.
But
let's talk about it.
I want to specifically talk about the arm strength, and I think the major thing about that, because I went back and I watched all the Purdy games, and the thing that stood out to me is how many of his throws are just off the back foot when there's a defender in his face, around a defender, all kinds of crazy angles, and it really looks Holmes-esque, Rodgers-esque to me, purely from the way that he gets the ball out of his hand.
I agree with that.
Wrist,
I agree with that.
Yeah. So
he has a bunch of different arm angles. They're nice. I agree.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that impacts some of the velocity. He might not have the end-to-end hard velocity. He might be like a Barry Zito. You know what I'm saying? His fastball might not be 95, but he's got a curve and a slider. You know what I mean? And he's got a bunch of different pitches that he could throw at you. So
that's a good analogy. That's a really good analogy. I would agree.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I saw, and that's pretty much my main point is that I've just been realizing that Brock could really be the guy, and Trey could too. But with Trey, I was going back in his film, and his throwing motion is very mechanical. It's very laborious. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about him from that extent. But I mean, if he figured it out this offseason, then I think the sky's the limit for Trey too. So I honestly think that both of these guys could be good. I think Sam could be decent too, but I don't want to see Sam. I don't want to see Sam.
I think Brock is good. I think Brock is good. That's what I want to say. People say I'm writing him off. No, Brock's a good quarterback. A starting quarterback, a good quarterback. Is he going to win a Super Bowl? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
you could have that debate, but at the same time, 8 starts. 8 starts.
Yeah.
So
8 starts, and I guess it's all on Kyle. It's what's Kyle going to do? I your one point about how they threw that play action pass the first play. They didn't set it up agast the Eagles, right? They went for it right away.
First drive, 6th play. Yep,
first
correct.
drive, exactly. I was like, dude, there's no way Kyle has done that with any other quarterback. He really likes Brock. You know what I'm saying? He really trusts Brock. He wouldn't be calling that play with Jimmy out there, or even with Trey, or even with someone, even with Matt. Actually, maybe with Matt Ryan, but there's very few quarterbacks that Kyle trusts, and if he likes Brock, I think that it's a good sign.
Does he? It sounds like he likes
I
Sam.
don't know. Yeah, it sounds like he does.
Sounds like
Sam.
Lynch likes Brock, and Kyle's like, wait. Let me keep my options open.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I was mad when Brock was talking about how Kyle wants me to play more within the system. I was like, Brock, come on, man. You were brilliant because of what you did outside the system.
Yeah, of course
that's
he does.
what made you. That's what drew me to you. That ability.
Yeah, don't fight your nature. Be yourself.
Yeah, but Brock did make mistakes too. So I'm glad he's gonna the ideal balance would be cleaning up some of the mistakes and then getting better at the off ball stuff.
Yeah.
Or the off play stuff. But yeah.
All right, Nakash. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah,
sorry to make you wait so long.
No, it's all good. Thanks for squeezing me in.
All right, man. Take care. Silver Gardens and then C. Diggy. Silver Gardens says, no to Kirk. We have two talented quarterbacks who have both proven to be winners. Give Trey his chance this year. He's gotten better. BCB is the next big one. I'm not saying BCB, man. That's just a bridge too far. C. Diggy, look at me. Are you driving? Are you pulled over? You good? All right, let's do it. Last call of the day, baby. What's up, man?
Last call of the day, my guy. Grant Cohn, what's going on?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
What's going on, man? I've been missing, man. When
missing in action.
Doing?
But now you're back.
I'm back. I'm back. Real quick.
That's right.
I'm last call, so I just want to drop this on you real quick. Kyle, he has created such. Well, I'm not gonna say Kyle. Everybody that's working in the lemonade.
I love how people from the South say Kyle. Cal.
Yeah, you know.
Cal.
I'm straight South. So
I love that, man. Trent Williams does it too. Oh yeah, Cal. Anyway, keep going.
He created such a bad environment because if all the fans are feeling like they feel picking between the quarterbacks and stuff like that, what are the
players? So are the players. I'm with you on that.
You got to just pick a guy and go. Jesse called.
Because if you don't pick, everyone else will. Right. And what'll happen is there will be a divide. It'll be pretty 50-50, man.
Right. So
and what you don't want to do as a head coach is divide your own team. There's 53. It's hard to get 53 people to agree on anything in life.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
So pick the quarterback for them.
And then go.
So you tried to do last year.
Yeah, he tried a little bit.
He tried
a little bit. And for everybody that feels like, well, Trey can't beat out people, Kyle did not see Brock Purdy. He did not see Brock Purdy. If he had the talent to see
Did you call him Brock Purdy? I'm calling him Brock Purdy from now on. No, it's Brock Purdy. It's Brock Purdy from now on. Oh, yeah. I love it. Thank you, C. Diggy. Brock Purdy.
He didn't see him. He put him third string. He brought Jimmy back. He was not on him like that. Can everybody hear? And he
remember. Sorry to keep doing this, but Pete Carroll started Russell Wilson week 1 rookie year. Saw it. So I was like, you know what? He's good. Kyle's like, I'll keep him on the team.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
And so he really has a lot of pressure on him. What people don't realize, because everybody that's a Brock Purdy fan right now, they don't know that if he come back too early and he's not ready, everybody's going to put him down. Everybody's going to put him down.
He's going to get the Trey Lance treatment.
Right. He's going to so, I just don't know what to say, man. I don't know what they got going on. They just need to make some final decision. They need to get on the same page. Lynch feel one way, Kyle feel the other way. I just don't know what to say. You know what I mean? So,
hey, Sam Darnold is here to unite the culture. Said nobody ever.
For real.
Sorry, Sam.
And one more thing, undercover thing that a lot of people are not paying attention to. I go back, I watch the games and stuff like that. So I'm looking at this game, and we gave up a lot of points, and I know we brought Wilkes in, but Bosa is about to get paid.
Yep.
He was so undisciplined. He gave up so much. He's outside containment. You the end. It was unblocked. When Reddick was unblocked, what he did, he destroyed the play and took your quarterback out the game. It was times where him and Greenlaw was unblocked, and they just reacted to absolutely nothing. Both of you sitting on the edge, and the back just turn the corner and go to
True.
Like,
True.
I mean, he's going to get paid big money, and that
quarterback money.
That is, hey, that's just basic defense right there. That's basic defense. Like, I don't know. And another thing too, Kinlaw, he get double teamed a lot, and he got bad knees, right? And how do you beat a double team? You got to get to your knees. You got to give up your body. He's not going to give up his body because his lower body is bad.
He's going to protect that knee for sure.
Protect himself. So what happens? He get drove down the field, and it's a highway. You know what I mean? So it's a lot.
He's supposed to be a run stuffer. He's a run enabler.
Right.
Sorry.
And he can drop linebackers. Yep. Like, so maybe though, the knees will get better, and bringing in, I can't even think of his name, Hargrave, he'll be taking up a lot of double teams. So maybe he'll get some one-on-ones and he can stuff some stuff. But I'm just looking.
He's not a run stuffer, unfortunately.
Right. But maybe his presence there.
Yeah, sure.
They're big guys, both of them big guys. So if you end up in some kind of way, some kind of miracle, he get healthy and him and Hargraves on the field together, then it should be a wall there. It should
Remind me where you calling from?
I'm in Georgia. I'm from Mississippi, but I've been staying in Georgia for the last 20 years. Been a Niner fan all my life, even the dark years, but we got it.
All right, man. All right, C. Diggy, man. Go have a good day. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, next time. Catch you next time.
All right, man. I'm counting on it. I'll see you. That was a good show. Thanks for calling in, everyone. I'm done now. I'm going to go lift weights for like 20, maybe 25 minutes. What I like to do at the gym, that's what I do. Just walk in, don't stretch, don't warm up, hit a few workout, few routines, 2, 3, maybe 4, do some abs, just break a sweat, look at the treadmill, think about running, decide against it, go to the sauna. Because the sauna is kind of like running. In fact, I think you even sweat more, but you don't have to do shit. You just sit there. It feels great. So that's what I'm going to do. You should do it too. Thanks for watching. I'll be back when you least expect it. That's how I do. Take care.